Marcus Johnson was the most feared gang leader in the city. His name carried weight in every neighborhood. Shop owners feared him. Rival gangs respected him. The police had spent years trying to arrest him. He has been in and out of jail many times but no real conviction. Yet somehow, Marcus always escaped. To his crew, he was untouchable. But there was one person who never saw him as a criminal. His 7-year-old daughter, Lily. Every night when Marcus came home, Lily would run into his arms as if he were the greatest man in the world. She didn't know about the robberies. She didn't know about the violence. She only knew he was her daddy. One Friday evening, Marcus was preparing for what would be the biggest operation of his life. The gang had spent months planning it. If successful, they would make more money than ever before. Inside an abandoned warehouse, his crew finalized the details. Everything was ready. Nothing could go wrong. Or so they thought. Before leaving home that night, Lily ran up to him holding a small folded paper. "Daddy, this is for you." Marcus smiled. "What is it, princess?" "It's a church invitation." Marcus laughed. "Baby, your daddy doesn't belong in church." But Lily shook her head. "That's not what Pastor said." Marcus raised an eyebrow. "What did Pastor say?" She smiled. "He said Jesus loves everybody." For a moment, Marcus didn't know what to say. Then he kissed her forehead and placed the invitation in his jacket pocket. "Okay, princess." A few hours later, Marcus and his gang headed toward their target. The streets were quiet. The plan was perfect. But halfway there, Marcus suddenly felt something strange. A heaviness. An uneasiness he couldn't explain. He pulled over. His men looked confused. "Boss, what's wrong?" Marcus didn't know. Then his hand brushed against something in his pocket. The church invitation. He pulled it out. On the front was a simple message. "Bad boys and the God who loves them." The words hit him harder than he expected. Suddenly, memories flooded his mind. His childhood. His praying mother. The dreams he once had before gang life found him. The story he had about Jacob as a bad boy but God kept coming after him. He looked at himself. The man he could have become. Marcus sat silently. Something was happening inside him. Something stronger than fear. Something stronger than pride. Then tears filled his eyes. For years the police had chased him. For years judges wanted him. 4 years prisons waited for him. But tonight, it wasn't the police arresting him. It was God. Right there in the driver's seat. His heart surrendered. His crew stared in disbelief. "Boss." Marcus looked at them. "We're not doing this." The men thought he was joking. "I'm serious." "What are you talking about?" Marcus held up the invitation. "My daughter gave me this tonight." The gang burst into laughter. Then they realized something had changed. The operation was cancelled. He asked to be dropped off. The gang continued in the operation. That same Sunday, Marcus walked into church for the first time in years. Some people recognized him. Some were afraid. Others were shocked. But nobody was more surprised than Marcus himself. Weeks later, news broke across the city. The operation they had planned that night had ended in disaster. A rival group had attempted something similar. Several men were arrested. Others lost their lives. Marcus sat quietly after hearing the news. Had he gone through with the plan, he would have been there too. God hadn't just saved his soul. God had saved his life. Years later, Marcus would often tell his testimony. And every time he did, he would point to Lily sitting in the front row. "The police never caught me. The courts never changed me. The streets never broke me. But God arrested me with a church invitation from a little girl who loved her father. And that arrest became the greatest freedom he ever experienced." Life lesson. No one is beyond redemption. Sometimes God uses the smallest voice to change the hardest heart. The love of God can reach people in places where judgment never could. For more inspirational stories, subscribe to this channel. Lanterns of Tomorrow.